You're watching another Nerdstalker event update.
Hello, this is Greg Voria, aka Social Greg on Twitter for the Nerdstalker Media Network. We were pleased to be invited to the myWebRoom open house, where they opened their new office on the border of San Francisco's financial district and North Beach neighborhoods. myWebRoom is a virtual room for all your web bookmarks and helps minimizing your open tabs. Their space in San Francisco is exactly laid out like their virtual rooms and has all the cool art and gadgets you'll see on the virtual set. Need stuff for your room? No problem. They have partner M's that will fill every room, from Sony, Zazzle, to MoMA. We sat down and talked with founders Artem Fadayev and John Gonzalez on their startup journey. Let's listen first to Artem, who's the mastermind of this creative factory.
Okay, hi, this is Greg Voria, aka Social Greg on Twitter for the Nerdstalker Media Network. I'm here with Artem Fadayev, the co-founder of myWebRoom, and we're at the myWebRoom party tonight. So anyway, we were grateful to be invited to this RSVP only, invite only event. And so, so tell me why this thing is so special to you.
The event or the company?
Anything you want to say.
Well, the company is very special to me because the concept in general represents who I am. I'm a person who likes a lot of different things. I like music, I like art, I like shopping, I like searching. So when I decided to build something, I didn't want to pick a niche. I wanted to build a product that can be totally tailgated to our personal needs. That's why I created a personal space called myWebRoom, right? Everyone has a room in their life. Everyone decorates their room in the way they want it to be. They have things in there that serve as a function to them, right? I have a computer to work, I have a TV to watch. So once again, the product represents me, and that's why I think I created it and I'm the best person to work on it. And now regarding the party, we really want to do this event to showcase how real world and the virtual world connects. That's why we have an exhibition of a lot of cool things like this couch I'm sitting on that you can find in real life in a store, but at the same time you can also find on myWebRoom. What you can do, you can try it in your setup, see how it looks, and if you like it, you can go buy it. If not, you can try something else. So that's the idea behind it.
So you've set up all these partners that I've noticed. I went around the room, I saw Zazzle, I saw MoMA here, and you know, when I go to the website, I see Sony. So you set up really known brands that people could connect with. So like, if it's a Sony TV, obviously you're going to put your videos or whatever, you're going to view whatever through that Sony TV, right?
Well, exactly. As I said, we're all different. A big brand like Sony is very appealing to you. There's a lot of brands like Samsung, Panasonic, right? Everyone's going to choose their own different thing, and that could be based on the age, on gender, or even a place you come from. But apart from having very popular brands on the side, we also have brands that a lot of people don't know about, but they have a lot of cool things. Bang & Olufsen headphones, it's a really big German brand. Well, everyone knows Beats by Dre, Apple just acquired them, right? Right. But Bang & Olufsen is very cool. They also sell them at the Apple Store, and they're very comfortable. So why not introduce people to some other alternatives?
You know, this concept of myWebRoom is really interesting. I've seen it in different forms. In fact, I've seen them in even, people have created these psychology chat rooms that way, in a kind of a virtual space where you're trying to create. Now, one thing that was interesting to me is that this could be a potential platform for maybe even web browsing, even though you don't have that right now, but it seems like it could be a natural extension. Do you have any comment on that?
Yes, of course. Well, the original idea was not to create a space for people to design. Design is just a part of it. The idea was for you to open any device that you have, computer, tablet, or phone, and have a home page, right, that's connected to all of your favorite resources, and you can click on anything and get access to your favorite page or a widget or a plugin with one click. So we do offer already a feature that allows you to browse pages inside our site, but we're going to do a lot more work on it in the coming months to make it better.
I mean, yeah, because I think you could change the way web browsing is right now. You've already changed the way, like I would call bookmarking is, right? Right. There's no tabs. There's no tabs in this world. Basically, it's objects in a room. So those objects represent anything that you would have on the web, anything that you would like on the web, anything you want to view on the web. So it's an interesting concept because it allows you to not have tabs open, but have objects open or click on an object. So is that right?
Yes, it's in real life, everything is functional. Everything you have, whether it's painting on the wall, the function is to make you happy and please you as a decor piece. You can have a refrigerator, and that's a function to keep your food cold. The same thing happens online. All those websites are services you use. So why not get those services into your page rather than have you open new tabs and go to those services?
Now, how did you start out? Were you bootstrapped when you first started out on the business side, or how did this all come about?
Well, it's very interesting. The idea came to myself and my co-founder brainstorming something completely different. And then we thought that this idea was very cool. And I bought a book, this thick. It was called HTML for Dummies. And I sat down and I spent 3 months and I built a prototype. So that's how it started. And that prototype attracted first investment and got us into Silicon Valley. And that's when we hired a team and started building something more, something better that was called an alpha version. And from then on, it's been, what, 1.5 years, and we have a fully functional website that everyone can sign up to.
So you started with HTML for Dummies. So what's your background?
It's funny. Nothing related to tech. I studied finance and international business.
You're kidding me. And you picked up a book called HTML for Dummies, and you launched this product of what we see today, right?
Exactly.
How many people on your team?
Right now, we have 23 people in-house, and we have a couple people in other countries, so altogether about 30 people.
Wow, 30 people. Now, they have an interesting wall. If you go over to this, if you come into this space, they have a wall which actually has all their pictures of the founders, marketing team, design team. I mean, it's visual. You can actually see them, which is really kind of cool, I thought. It was kind of like, you could feel like you're part of it somehow. So they've really designed the space really nice. Everything is a virtual room of what they have on their website. So it's pretty neat. So what are the next steps here?
Well, some of the next steps are keep adding more cool furniture to the site, keep growing the user base, and keep on working on features that will get people even more engaged.
So how does someone engage you as a partner? Like, let's say they're a designer and they want to get, say they want to talk to you and say, hey, it'd be cool if you could actually feature my table or my artwork on your site. How does that work?
Well, it's very simple. It takes us about an hour to put any item from a simple photograph onto our site. How do we select those items? We like to work with cool, hip companies from cities like San Francisco, New York. Internationally, we have companies from London, from Sydney, Australia. Pretty much we have a team of professional designers who know our target market very well, and they just select items that those people would like.
So are those the curators? I saw curators on the wall there.
Exactly, we call them curators, and there's about 8 of them, and they're great. And every single item that you're going to see on our page has been handmade in this office.
So tell me how you assemble the team. Did you assemble a team? You're a startup, and every person on your team, if you have a small team, is very important, right? So how did you select these people?
Well, it took me 2.5 years to have a really stable team as I have right now. The most challenging part was to find really good engineers who will be as excited as you are about a design company, because engineers are more mathematic oriented. But I have 3 great people, Dave, Ian, and Sarah, who really love the concept. So when I got that set, I started recruiting my curators, and those are young people of my age who really like graphics, visuals, art, music, pretty much things that I like. So they were on the same page with me, and now they're here.
So like, I ask you, so you've got investment already, right?
Yes.
Right. So what, how has the investment companies have helped you grow as a founder and an entrepreneur?
Well, there's a lot of different aspects to this, but first of all, investment gives you ability to hire more people, open up a great space like this, attract more users, and eventually get more partners on board. So that helps the company grow. On the other part, it also helped me learn responsibility, because I was myself and my co-founder, we've been very careful with how we spend our resources. We want to make sure that every dollar we spend helps this company versus just makes us happy.
Right.
So I think we did a really good job managing it.
That's great. Well, anyway, I thank you for the interview. This place is incredible, and I think you're going to really do some amazing things out of this space. So anyway, thanks for your time, Artem.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Next, we talk with co-founder John Gonzalez on his thoughts of myWebRoom. Let's listen in.
It's a cool place. You got to see this place. Yeah. So I'm here with John Gonzalez, a co-founder. How you doing, John, tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing fantastic, actually.
So they just had a little announcement with his co-founder Artem, and I think what's really cool about this place again is the way they've set this up. This place looks exactly like their myWebRoom on their space. So anyway, tell me your relationship with Artem. We were talking about that offline, and how you came to help him, and how you guys came with this idea.
So yeah, we went to school together. We went to university together back in Rhode Island. Artem and I, we've been swipmates since our sophomore year of school. So we started developing a friendship, and right at the beginning of our junior year, we started working on tech projects. And he had one idea that he wanted to it was something pretty similar to Instagram, where we would let people take pictures and save them up into a cloud service, and then put them up for competitions just to help college students make a little bit of cash. And while we started working on that project and doing all the research, we actually found a particular need on the market. And that's where we started looking and studying different types of interfaces, and that's where we actually saw a room we saw a room on the web, and that kind of like inspired how we developed myWebRoom, and that's how the idea came to be. And right after that, Artem and I pretty much we looked at it and we said, hey, this is the decision that we should pursue, and we just started sketching out, doing mock-ups, meeting every day after class in the library, and doing the research, putting in the work, and just trying to make it happen. And I think that's
So you did this all on top of your studying and everything you had to do, right?
That's correct. That's correct. Everything on top of our schoolwork, and we managed to do both pretty well. So yeah, that was.
The interesting thing is you both are business majors, and he said he was in finance, and then John here is actually in entrepreneurship. He was into that, which makes some sense with the startup, but. You guys have a certain design sense. You guys know what you like, I guess.
I think it all comes also with our particular backgrounds. I know Artem he's had a very artistic background just from his childhood. Actually, his parents are very into the furniture industry, so he's grown up around most of the things that we do. And I've just been astounded by technology since a very young age. I used to play a lot of video games, so I'm very interested in terms of like interfaces. And once we started doing tech, when the iPhone came out, that's one of the things that I started realizing how powerful technology was going to be in our lives, and that kind of triggered everything. And once we came up with the project, it was all about drawing, and from drawing to UI interfaces and the basics, and just putting it in front of people. I think that was one of the things that made a difference. Even though I wasn't really familiar with the lean startup process, the first thing that we did was we put up a mock-up or a prototype together, and I went through. I think I pitched it in front of six different university classes of like 30 students, and I was like, hey, this is what I have. What do you think? Give me your feedback. And things started progressing from there. So
let's go into it. Part of startup life is going out, getting money, getting investors. Yeah. So how did you start to learn how to pitch and say, hey, this is what I have, and you guys are going to like it, so give me some money? How did that work?
We didn't. We actually, it was funny, we had the prototype, we had done the work, we knew that we had something that we firmly believed in, and I think that was the first thing. And we decided to take a trip to San Francisco, because obviously we've heard great things about Silicon Valley. And once we arrived, we got pretty connected through meetup.com, Eventbrite. We tried to figure out where are all the tech people, where do we need to go, and who do we need to meet. And we stumbled across a couple of angel investors, and we had a deck up with us together, and we pitched what we wanted to do. And one of the investors that actually brought us over out here, he pretty much told us on the phone, it's like, hey, like, I not only really like the project, but I really believe in you guys. And I think that was the essence of our pitch. It was that we were so real. We knew that we wanted to do it. We were in it for the long term, and I think that's what he saw, that persistence, and hey, like, maybe these guys can actually pull it off. And here we are, second year, third office. Things are looking good.
This is your third office?
Third office, yes.
Okay, so you started in Rhode Island, then
we started in Rhode Island. That was like our college life. Then after that, we moved into Mountain View. We opened a little office in San Francisco over at Van Ness. After that, we moved into a loft in Soma, where we actually lived and worked in the same place. And then about 4 months ago, we moved into this space, and then so this is where we are right now.
Yeah, it looks like this is going to be.
This is the opening party, so
this is going to be a pretty good growth space for you. I mean, because like I heard you had about almost 30 people. Maybe worldwide or combined, and it looks like you have a bunch of space here to grow in.
Yeah. Like, what we love about it is that our product is so tied into furniture. We're so into design and so into fashion and products, and our interface is all about that too. So all the things that you see here are things that you can see in our interface, and that's something that we're so proud of. And we have one of the designers that has products in our platform. She's actually here. And it's awesome just to hear her say, hey, like, I love your product. It's bringing me business. I'm so interested to see how you guys take it forward. And we're having fun and we're enjoying it, and I think that's part of it. So
I like to get into, like, what makes you guys kind of tick. So What was one of the biggest lessons you learned in starting a company? Because obviously, I don't think you've started a company before this, right?
No. I've worked in a couple like smaller companies before. I think one of the biggest things that I've learned is first of all, it's not making assumptions. I think that's one of the things that I've really learned is sometimes you try to make assumptions, you sometimes count on people, and sometimes things don't go as expected, and that makes you as an entrepreneur have to replan, reorganize, so sometimes you lose time, and time is very valuable to all of us. And the other biggest lesson is I think I wasn't aware of how selfless I had to be in order to really run a company. I think I always, as a founder, your job is not really product. Your job is not really like do all the ideas. It's just make sure that other people can do that work and providing the environment and making people feel comfortable and making people understand that you have a vision and that we're gonna get there and making them feel comfortable. So that selfless aspect is one of the things that I've learned so much and has made me grow in the past 2 years. So that's two of the things that I would.
Wow, now I haven't heard an entrepreneur say selflessness, and I think that's very true. I think you need to, obviously you've put a team together, and obviously you guys have picked the team.
Yeah.
Now, how do you make the team move and move mountains for you, right?
Yeah, and like any other startup, if you come into San Francisco, it's high competition. Employee retention is so hard, and you as an entrepreneur, as a founder, you need to make sure that the people that are coming in and you're counting with, there's a mutual benefit. They count on you and you count on them, and there's that type of responsibility and respect, because if not, you start trying to build a foundation on things that are not that like solid, and you might lose people on the way, and that causes big step back. So that's one of the other, I guess I can add that as a third lesson, is pretty much just make sure that when you pick the people, you make sure that there's an respect each way and that you count on each other to build something successful. So
I think I do a lot of stories with entrepreneurs, and they mention that is the team aspect.
Yeah, hiring always comes up as one of the toughest problems, especially in Silicon Valley, and we battle it, and we still are, and that's something. It just makes it more competitive and more interesting, and you got to make yourself more different.
I think the interesting thing, if you look at the space that they have here, is that it's an interesting environment. It's a creative environment, actually, and so I think that motivates people as well, right? It isn't the cubicle or the long rows of table type of open space. This is actually a nice space, actually.
Well, we hope so. We definitely hope so. But no, I definitely think it does. We try to make it. I think the idea of having a product that you can actually have in your own room, in our interface, I think it goes a long way. Even when we set up the whole party, and myself, there's presentations of all of our employees and all their rooms, all the products that they're using, and a lot of them are actually here. And I think that brings that connection between, hey, we're not just a software platform, we're dealing with real things and helping real people, and I think that brings it all together, and I would definitely agree that having this type of furniture definitely pushes a little bit on the culture.
Okay, well, we'll close off the interview. This was a great interview. You gave me a lot of things to think about as if I wanted to start a company. And look at this guy; he's so excited. He's just so excited.
I personally, I just like, I try to look back at other people that might be in similar situations, and it's tough. I think it's just gotta go at it, just keep on going, and don't never stop believing in yourself, and go get it. I think that's one of the things that our investor really liked about us, is that since we came to San Francisco, we had one mission, and we've kept true to it, and here we are. That's
okay, John. Well, anyway, good luck to you. I appreciate it. This is Greg Blurry, aka Social Greg on Twitter for the Nerd Stalker Media Network, where we believe in tech, startups, design, and you. Thanks for joining us, everyone, and be careful out there.